What's up, it's Sora. Welcome back to my channel, and for today's edition of Criteria Check, we'll be checking Beidou. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to show me some support. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers, and if you enjoyed this video, why not help me reach my goal? Before we get into this video, if my voice sounds weird, I just got over probably the worst cold I've had in a very long time. And my asthma has completely given up on me. So yeah. Also, in case anyone was wondering, I choose the characters with a random wheel. Except for the units I don't have. I mean, I could still make a video on them, but I'd rather actually have them. Moving forward, let's analyze what roles Beidou is supposed to play. From her offensive playstyle with supportive abilities, Beidou is very flexible in that she can be run as a main DPS, sub DPS, or support. Now that we know Beidou's roles, let's look at the criteria she has to meet to fulfill them. To fit the role of a main DPS, a unit has to have offensive abilities that can apply consistently high damage as fast as possible while requiring minimum field time. A versatile playstyle and synergy with support characters make for a truly outstanding main DPS. To fit the role of a sub-DPS, a unit has to apply high off-field and oftentimes elemental damage to assist and improve the main DPS's performance in combat. High damage, low cooldowns, and consistent off-field damage make for the best sub-DPS units. To fit the role of a support, a unit has to provide supportive benefits for the team and assist the main and sub-DPS units in their performance. This is usually done through damage buffs, damage reduction, resistant shreds, healing, batterying, elemental reactions, or shielding. Now that we know the criteria she must meet, let's look at her kit to see how she holds. Beidou is a 4-star Electro Claymore user, with Electro being one of the weaker elements and Claymores being quite slow. She's off to a somewhat rough start. Her normal attacks are pretty good. Despite Claymores being really slow, the damage scaling is usually higher to circumvent this, and this is true in Beidou's case. So far, so good. Her elemental skill, Tide Caller, allows Beidou to put up a shield that scales off of her max HP before doing an instance of electro damage based on how many hits of damage her shield took. This skill has a 7.5 second cooldown. Not bad. This is a great move overall since she can absorb incoming damage and just send it back on her enemies, making this a great move for all 3 roles she's supposed to play. Beidou is doing great so far. Her Elemental Burst Stormbreaker does an instance of electro damage before creating lightning discharges that jump between opponents doing electro damage. This move stays active even if Beidou leaves the field and provides damage reduction during its duration. This burst lasts for 15 seconds with a 20-second cooldown and an 80 energy cost. I don't think I need to tell you that this move is amazing. It hits all of the marks. Offensive, good damage, supportive with its damage reduction and unit swapping abilities. It's just really good. The only downside is the 80 energy cost, but if you don't run Beidou with another Electro unit, what are you doing? The duration and cooldown has a 5-second gap, which is plenty of time to cycle through other units and come back to activate it again. Overall, an amazing move that meets all of the criteria set once again. Her first passive talent, Retribution, grants the maximum damage bonus of her skill when doing a perfect parry. This is a great talent since if you're using Beidou often and can get down to timing of her skill, you'll pretty much always do maximum damage without having to stand around as long. This makes Beidou do her job better, faster. I don't think we're even surprised at this point that Beidou is crushing it. Her second passive talent, Lightning Storm, grants a 15% damage bonus and a 15% attack speed bonus to her normal and charged attacks, and reduces the delay before unleashing charged attacks for 10 seconds when she gets the maximum damage bonus from her skill Tide Caller. To be honest with you, I don't know if this skill buffs teammates you swap to after she gets the buff or not, but I'm pretty sure it only buffs her. Either way, I don't need to tell you that this talent is amazing. She gives herself a free damage buff and a free attack speed buff, and attack speed is the hardest buff to get in the game. If you run her as a main DPS and get her parries down, you can have 100% uptime on her buffs, since they last for 10 seconds and her skill only has a 7.5 second cooldown. Another fantastic talent. Now let's review the criteria she has to meet in order to fulfill her intended roles. To fit the role of a main DPS, a unit has to have offensive abilities that can apply consistently high damage as fast as possible while requiring minimum field time. A versatile playstyle and synergy with support characters make for a truly outstanding main DPS. To fit the role of a sub-DPS, a unit has to apply high off-field and oftentimes elemental damage to assist and improve the main DPS's performance in combat. High damage, low cooldowns, and consistent off-field damage make for the best sub-DPS units. To fit the role of a support, a unit has to provide supportive benefits for the team and assist the main and sub-DPS units in their performance. This is usually done through damage buffs, damage reduction, resistant shreds, healing, batterying, elemental reactions, or shielding. It's no surprise that Beidou hits all the marks with flying colors. A very flexible unit, she can do a little bit of everything aside from synergize with Raiden Shogun. Life truly isn't fair. But as it stands, Beidou is a solid unit who does her job and does it well. She is a 4-star, so to a certain extent, the sky isn't quite the limit damage-wise, but she can be an amazing fit for the right team. And that completes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. Comment down below anything that you would like. The comment section is yours. Tell me, what you think about Beidou. Do you use her? Personally, I used to use her. Back on my old account, my first Genshin account, I was a Beidou main. And so I'm quite familiar with how good she is, because she really is a good unit. If they just scaled up her damage a little bit, she would be crushing it. There's a reason why her and Shogun are considered the two best Electro units. I'm not saying that Beidou is on Shogun's level, because that would just be flat out lying. But I think Beidou is leading the rest of the Electro units when Shogun is busy in her plane of euthymia. Not to mention, Beidou is a bad bitch. Come on now. Come on now, let's just be honest. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.